So basically, I just wanted to give you the perspective of people who are not from the UK and what the NHS means to them. So I came here when I was 17 to do medical school, and then obviously I've practiced. This is my third year of practice, and it's been my life's honour to serve in the NHS, and I look forward to practicing a bit more in it as well. But I come from sort of a mixed background where I'm Kuwaiti, but I have most of my family lives in Egypt, and Egypt is just a middle-income country with a quite a shambolic healthcare system, where 70% of it is financed out of people's pockets. When you look at that figure for the UK, that's less than 15%, because it's a publicly provided healthcare system. So the healthcare system in Egypt does not protect the poor. It is not organised in any sensible, coherent way. So there's no sense of primary healthcare, secondary healthcare, tertiary healthcare referral system, no integration really. And the experience that I have, and I know I've spoken to many of my immigrant friends about this, is when I hear that a relative is sick, the first thing I worry about is not the disease, it's whether the healthcare system is going to fail them. And it often does. It bankrupts them, catches things late, doesn't treat them properly, people die. So this is where my love for the NHS comes from, really. And I'm so in love with the NHS because to you kind of take it for granted, but for me, it's not just the Commonwealth study telling you that it's the best healthcare system in the world. You work in it. You know how hard we work. And an interesting point about that study that people don't mention often is the NHS ranked first and ranked joint second and ranked first again with Sweden on equity. So that means that people are not having to go into financial hardship for being ill. It means that everyone gets treated equally regardless of their income. And that is the bit that we need to preserve in the NHS. That is what, if you stand to lose, you lose the moral backbone of the NHS, of the vision of Bevan. So this is kind of a plea to you. The NHS is the world's model for delivering healthcare as a form of social justice. It really, there's no other system like it in the world. So quite selfishly, I do campaign for the NHS for two reasons, and one of them is because I'm a healthcare worker in the NHS and it's for my patients and for my colleagues. But the other really is to take this world view of think about what the NHS means for the rest of the world, and think about what it means if the NHS ends up privatized and we just don't have an example. We just have America on one side, we have the NHS, a private NHS on the other side, and all these countries that are trying to come out of through the development phases will get told that a publicly provided healthcare system is not possible. So please don't let that be the message. The NHS needs you to fight for it, but when you are fighting for it, please remember that the rest of the world, we need it too, okay?